to make some sort of, there has to be some more safety net in there for that head coach. The other thing is this.
Gardner Minshew.
No, because he started a full season. I would think you would need some sort of a guy capable of starting. Like you would have to have like a Baker Mayfield, somebody like a vet. That's what I'm saying. You would have to have a vet in that situation. You can't legitimately. Walker is not a vet.
If he takes us to the playoffs, that's more than Baker
it's not
ever
enough.
did.
No. It's about
playoffs and won a playoff game. Not for us.
All right, no. All right, look. So stop just trying to fight this on that point. It's just irresponsible, is what I'm saying, and it's irresponsible to that coach. My next thing, how about this? Imagine if you did hire Steve Wilks, and you did that to him. It didn't work, and you fired him afterwards. The lawsuit would just prove itself again. It would be like equipping Steve Wilks for failure. My last is a real question because I don't want to comment back. Stop, Cody, stop.
PJ is this guy who gave the game ball to PJ Walker.
Well, because not his guy though. That's the dumbest.
That's his guy.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
He picked him up with Sam Darnold.
No. Hey, tell me this. What does Steve Wilks believe has occurred in his career? What's his lawsuit over?
Not being adequately respected, probably, and put
due to race.
Yeah.
Due to race. Okay.
Say it.
Now let's talk about PJ Walker. How he has been obviously outside of last week. He is an undefeated starting quarterback. And when was he ever given a shot outside of that?
See, but look,
no. I'm not saying I agree with the mindset because I think that we've seen plenty enough from PJ Walker to question his ability to play at a high level. But if you're Steve Wilks and you look at that situation and you look at your own, it's hard not to draw parallels to your own circumstances.
That's his guy.
And I can get that. But here's the thing is I believe Steve Wilks is a good decision maker and a good evaluator of talent. Okay.
Sure.
There is absolutely no way you can look at PJ Walker on his best highlights and the best things he's done if you have a top 5 pick and a chance to get one of these quarterbacks and say that he has more talent than them. Period. Hands down, there's no way you can say it. I don't care about pedigree. I don't care about the experience he has in the NFL. There's absolutely no way. So if he has that option and he chooses not to go that route and ride with PJ, Corral's a different story. But just saying PJ, that's a bad judgment of bad evaluation.
It would be a misuse. You know? There's no way you could do this. That's what I'm trying to say to Cody is like it would be like an egregious error. Even like I couldn't respect anybody who even advocated for that plan.
Right.
Right. It's like
it would have no choice.
It would be no
choice.
Sorry. Here's the last question I got on the matter, and we're gonna go back to the calls. And maybe think about this one as we take the next call. Let's do that. Think on this question. Can you promote internally without a search committee and not violate the Rooney Rule if Steve Wilks is the coach?
Wait, say that again.
I don't know.
So what would happen is this. So think of like last year is the Saints they're moving on for their coach. They know who their guy is, or they hire internally their defensive coordinator, but he's white, right? So we have the Rooney Rule in place that you have to interview and you have to have a minority candidate. That's a legitimate opportunity. Yeah. And a lot of times people question if those are even really legitimate or if they are just token. In fact, you could look towards the Giants hiring Daboll and interviewing Flores after, and that's where a lot of this lawsuit comes from. So you can't just promote internally without having a search committee in the NFL. If your promotion is, but Wilks is a minority, so can you just promote him without just say this is our guy and still be in the legal? I think you might even be able to meet. It might be the only way.
Yeah, I think you still meet that requirement.
That would be interesting.
We're gonna have to do, Greg. I don't know how easy that is to search, but maybe we can look that up. I mean,
let's see what the Rooney. Maybe somebody could pull up the Rooney Rule. What is the Rooney Rule? What are the specifics of it? But I work at a big institution, and it's by the state, and they have all these. Like they have to have search committees, even if they don't want to. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's like you can't just you can't just appoint people. Like you actually have to have. It's just the rules. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I wonder if you have to host interviews at all.
Well, I've got to pull up. We'll do that to call.
Let's check the next call out, and then we'll come back to this, just so it doesn't overshadow the caller's sentiments.
Hey, C3, this is Daniel Castro, a.k.a. Flex King, calling out of Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh, man.
Home of the Pirates.
Dude,
What's up,
we live in the same town.
Is, keep pounding. Great wins by the Panthers. I was in the tournament during the game, so I haven't got a chance to fully watch it. But, Steve Wilks is coming to town to really make a difference and bring back the Carolina Panthers winning ways. He has done everything that you'd expect in a coach. I think we're doing the right thing by allowing our team to win and to keep pushing the limits of what we know works. It takes a special coach to win in a small market, and they have to know the layout of the financial and economic gains that we have here in America and in Eastern North Carolina. I really want to say thank you guys for all the work you do, and we should probably look for a pretty long-term success next year. I don't think this year we're going to live up to the hype. I think we can probably pull 9 wins out, but, you never know what can happen. I really think that we'll ride PJs for as long as we can to get some of those extra wins, but all in all, we'll probably end up switching to Sam long-term to allow him to see what he can do behind a better offensive line. Kind of fun, though. You get to see the growth and progression of some of these players that we haven't had a chance to really see because they've been stifled behind just a terrible, terrible mantra and ideal system that Matt Rule brought to the Panthers, and I'm just glad to see him gone. One other thing is that DJ Moore and Sam Darnold had the best connection of all our current QBs on the roster. And the fact that we can run behind this line and it's getting better every week, man, that's the groundwork. Our defense is where it's all at, because we can't win the shootout games, but we can win a 24-point game. So that's a recipe for success, controlling the clock and moving forward. I just want to thank you guys for the time again, and keep up the good work. That's right. Keep pounding.
There's 10 more weeks in the season. There's 10 more games. I wonder what this Panthers team could do going forward. I tell you, if you play like this today, you're not going to be a top 5 pick because it's too complete of not turning the ball over, running the ball. And look, there's no way you're going to win like this. This was crazy. This game was over at like 3:30.
We were playing a hurt team. Yeah.
No, I mean, like the clock. It was like in high. This is actually what they want every NFL game to be, like this exact length right here.
Yeah, get in, get out.
2.5 hours. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it was the almost halftime at 2:00.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what in the world? Like if you show, I've turned on the TV 10 minutes late, and you would turn in the 10 minutes late. You missed the first quarter.
Who's our next game?
Atlanta. And don't we have a Thursday night? You better get your rest.
It's
get
not
your
this
rest.
It's not this Atlanta game. It's the next Atlanta game.
Oh, it is?
It's our home.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our home
This
game.
one's at Atlanta. Oh, I have those rules.
Yeah. Let's.
Let me
All right.
answer your
So we're going to be hiring a new head coach this next year. Steve Wilks is he is interviewing for the job. David Tepper was asked if he's a legitimate candidate, and he didn't want to overcommit to saying yes, he was. He wanted to really, he's basically acknowledging he has a hard task, but he also said that he would love to see Steve Wilks show that he needs to be in a certain way. Mm-hmm. So the Carolina Panthers are going to have to hire a head coach, and the question is, what are the rules in the NFL about promoting internally? Tell us about this Rooney Rule.
Well, so the Rooney Rule is broken down into 5 parts, and actually the first part is all we need to read because it actually answers the question. And the first part reads, clubs must interview at least 2 diverse candidates from the career development adversary Yeah, adversary panel list or a diverse candidate not currently employed by the club. So by reading that, I'm assuming that if Wilks is on this panel list, you don't have to interview anybody else outside of it. However, if he is not on this panel list and you interview Wilks, you also have to interview another diverse candidate.
Who makes this list? Can you, I wonder if you could Google the list.
I don't know. That's a good idea.
Interesting. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like they're still going to have like I would be guessing that they're going to have to field interviews.
That's fine. Call D'Amico Ryans, give him an interview. But if Steve Wilks does this and turns around this team, like we were all staring down the barrel of a first round pick. If he continues to put up these kinds of performances, dude, he has to be the number one candidate for the job.
Yeah,
I think Tepper should. If I was a Tepper right now, with the way my public image was,
right,
and trying to restore things, I would only interview minority candidates for this job. What if you did that? It's like Wilks, Leftwich, Deuce Staley. No, it's not even discriminating. I'll just say this: these are the only candidates I'm interested in.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next call.
What's up, C3? This is Stove. I just wanted to put a couple quick pointers out there for you guys. When Steve Wilks took over, I just wanted to see improvement. I didn't care if they win or lose. I just wanted to see them improve. And I think we've seen that in the past couple weeks. Guys, did you see the defense? They look great. I mean, they did a great job with disguising what they were doing. We might be balling for the next few weeks. So, guys, keep pounding, and I'll talk to you later.
Boy, one win will really change the ship. You wanted to say this is don't let one loss really ruin your whole outlook of the season. Well, one win right here will send us to the playoffs. We're over here. Cody's over here talking about starting PJ Walker next season.
I mean,
that's
what giving them I want a legit competition between PJ and Matt.
Gosh, such a silly goose.
Is that a real legit competition though, Cody? Like, if Matt Corral's as good as you say he is that a legit competition?
No, I think Matt's gonna win. I think Matt can be the future.
So you want Wilks to be here so Matt gets the starting spot regardless. Hands down.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
poor Wilks is gonna get competition. Wilks gonna get screwed twice if Cody's the GM.
No,
Cody's gonna come in here, give him Josh Rosen, gonna give him Matt Corral, and then he's gonna dang.
That's perfect for me because I get to pull for the Panthers going forward, get some W's. PJ gets to prove himself. Steve Wilks gets to prove himself. And if it takes us out of the top quarterback, consideration, then yeah, I believe in Matt Corral. And I think that puts him a little bit closer to being the legitimate starter for the Carolina Panthers. So, hey, man, I'm honest. I say how I'm feeling about it. I think that would be perfect, man.
All right, next call.